If you take away the Soviet Union and its chief proxy, the PLO, international terrorism would collapse.
I said that the West really doesn't understand militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. And I think that people sitting right next door in Iran, young people, and many others will say, the time of such regimes, of such despots, is gone. There is a new age, something new is happening.
And that is speculation on your part, or you have some evidence to that effect?
You know, I was asked the same question in 1986. I had written a book in which I had said that the way to deal with terrorist regimes, well, with terror, was to deal with the terrorist regimes. And the way to deal with the terrorist regimes, among other things, was to apply military force against them.
The way we did in Afghanistan.
The way, for example, I want to answer your question.
Well, I guess I'm running out of time, so I quickly was trying to get to. We've done, I think, what you proposed in Afghanistan, yet I haven't seen that sort of neighborhood effect.
Well, I think there's been an enormous effect. The effect was, we were told that there would be a contrary effect. First of all, people said that there would be tens of thousands of people streaming into Afghanistan, zealots who would be outraged by America's action, and this would produce a counter-reaction in the Arab world.
But I think you're now saying that when you take an action like we did in Afghanistan, we're going to see all the other countries just fold.
No, what we saw is something else. First of all, we saw everybody streaming out of Afghanistan. The second thing we saw is all the Arab countries and many Muslim countries trying to side with America, trying to be okay with America. The application of power is the most important thing in winning the war on terrorism. If I had to say, what are the three principles of winning the war on terror? It's like, what are the three principles of real estate, the three L's, location, location, location? The three principles of winning the war on terror are the three W's, winning, winning, and winning. The more victories you amass, the easier the next victory becomes. The first victory in Afghanistan makes the second victory in Iraq that much easier. The second victory in Iraq will make the third victory that much easier too, but it may change the nature of achieving that victory. This is a bomb. This is a fuse. Iran is now trying to develop nuclear bombs. I think the United States should be very clear in forming an international coalition, with Israel of course. We have to make sure that these single-man regimes do not acquire weapons of mass destruction. The most dangerous of these regimes is Iran. I believe that only the United States can lead this vital international effort to stop the nuclearization of terrorist states. But the deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close. Time is running out. By next spring, at most by next summer, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. Iran could produce the nuclear detonator maybe under a year. Maybe only a few months.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. Well, what do we have here, man? As you see before, Netanyahu, man, he's been at this for a long time, okay? All the proof you need right here. All the proof we need, man, to see that Netanyahu is a key player. He is a key player, okay? And when you understand the history of what he's doing and what he's been doing, especially with Iran, okay, in different countries leading up to the situation right now with Iran, okay, you see that he is one of the key players in prophecy, 100%, okay. Now, you saw in the clip all the way back in 1982, all right, he's talking about the Soviets and taking them down. He's been doing this, man. You see his hair was all brown and dark. He was young. A lot younger than he is now. Right now, Netanyahu is 75 years old. Okay. And there's a book that he wrote in 1995, but I'm going to leave that for a part 2. Okay. So I can separate it and really get into it. I've been reading it a little bit, and there's some good information that connects to what's going on right now. Okay. And that book was written in 1995. Now you see also in that clip, when he's speaking about the terrorism, he said the West don't understand predicting 9/11 and the Twin Towers getting took down. It came out of his mouth. See, I didn't know he was this deep rooted in his whole terrorism in the Middle East. We got to take him down. We got to stop him. We got to stop Saddam. We got to stop Libya. We got to stop. This dude has been one of the main driving forces of the U.S. military getting took to the Middle East, starting with 9/11. Okay, they went to Afghanistan for bin Laden, which was a joke. Okay, he was working with the Bushes. Okay, they was working with him, man, through the CIA. Okay, then as you see in the clip, they were asking him, so what do we do next? He mentioned Iraq and Saddam. Well, what happened to Saddam? Okay, he went down. And I'm going to go into that on part 2. Okay, and then Gaddafi in Libya, so on and so forth. And every time it's about terrorism. So he's been doing this from the beginning. And he said if the West don't get their shit together and understand that the Middle East and Muslims are a threat, okay, to the world peace, they are terrorists, then they might just take down the World Trade Center. He said that, all right, while holding his book. Is it coming together? All the proof you need. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. Woe is destruction. Okay, so World War I came, World War II came, and now we're going into World War III. Okay, we're going into World War III. So when you go back, and I read this on my last lesson I just did, but the Spirit wants to bring it back up. Let's go back to it. Joel chapter 2, verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, okay, American army, the U.S. army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, the Middle East, with his face toward the east, see, okay, which proves he's coming from the west, okay, the western side of the world, and his hinder part toward the uttermost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Okay, and it's a spirit, because there's a video I was watching of Netanyahu the other day when he's talking about all the people he took down in Iran, the scientists. We took down this. We took down this military guy, top chief. We took down the scientists. We did this. We bombed this area. Okay, and afterwards he says, we have done great things. Clear as day, he said, we have done great things. Yeah, great evil things. So when I read the last part, I read it again, verse 20. And his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. He literally said this, man, but he's trying to push it as great good things for peace, when really it's great evil things, like it's speaking about in this scripture. Okay, the army is getting took to the Middle East. Okay, it's about to get took full-fledged to the Middle East because of the great evil they have done, okay, to us and the world in general. Okay, now what's the point overall? The point of me grabbing the scripture overall is that Netanyahu has played a major part in getting the U.S. military to the Middle East to fight terrorism since back in the day. He's been pushing this since back in the day. You saw the evidence. Okay, so he plays a key role. He has been playing a key role in this prophecy, okay, of getting the military, the U.S. military, okay, out of America and in the Middle East. He is one of the main guys. So you think he gonna stop? He's not gonna stop. Okay, so when he names his Operation Rising Lion, what do you think that means? What do you think that means for him, for them? This dude has been at it for so long. You think he gonna quit? Okay, he is one of the main reasons that Saddam went down. He is one of the main reasons that Gaddafi went down. Okay, they tried to kill Assad in Syria, but then Russia stepped in and helped Assad and his family. Okay, they went to Russia. Okay, think about it, man. He's destroying Gaza and Palestine. He's been destroying them. Bombed the shit out of Lebanon. That had to stop. This dude is thirsty for blood. He is thirsty for blood for real, man. Okay, he reminds me of that guy on Avatar. I got to find some clips. That guy was relentless on Avatar, man. Okay, the top military guy on Avatar, man, he was going for blood, killing everybody, man. He didn't give a damn. He didn't care about the land. He didn't care about the people. He didn't care about the resources getting blown up. Okay, even though he was planning to take it, they were planning to take it on that movie. Okay, on the first Avatar, I'm referring to, that Edomite wasn't playing. And he reminds me of Netanyahu, man. This dude don't blink. He's like a mega demon, man. Okay, so the point is that you see the evidence, you see the proof. Okay, I don't have to go through a lot of scriptures on this. Okay, this is a lot of information to really think about, because it really puts you in a better mind frame of what time we in. This dude is not going to stop. Okay, he's put way too much work in on this terrorist and Middle East, We need to take this people down. We need to take that country down. We need to take this ruler down. Okay, and when it comes to the Iranian leader, which I'm going to get into in part 2, but I'll briefly touch on it real quick. When it comes to the Iranian supreme leader, he's been with the Iranian government since 1980 something. Okay, he's been on different levels in the government, and then he went to top supreme. Okay, I'm assuming because the other ones died, and then he moved up. Okay, but in that book in 1995, Netanyahu was talking about him then as a top terrorist leader then. Okay, all the way back in 1995. That's why I got to read more of that book. But like I said, I'm going to bring more out on part 2. Okay, so that's why he's bloodthirsty. He's saying, look, we need to kill this guy to stop the war. We need to kill him because they killed everybody else on their way except Assad from Syria because Russia stepped in. But they say bin Laden, right, first, right? They killed Saddam. They killed Gaddafi from Libya, and they tried to kill Assad. Okay, they killed certain leaders in Hamas and Hezbollah, which Iran backs, that's close to Israel. And then they want to kill the top guy, but they killed guys under him already in Iran. Now they want him. You think they gonna give up? So we're at the end, man. We're at the end. Now you know this guy has been working on this since back in the day, man. Okay, and he's 75. He ain't got that long to live in his mind. That dude is going for the gusto, man. We need this in the spirit. We got to get the fuck out of here, man. All right? So you brothers can post some more scriptures in the comment section if you want through the spirit. But with that, I hope you're edified. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honor to the elders, great millstone, and shalom to your Akim out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.